Hello, John Cope here from Cope Racing Transmissions. And I'm making a video here today for you Mopar guys. This one's going to be on valve bodies transmissions for turbo cars. This particular transmission that we have here is one of our Super Pro 727s that has billet planetaries, hardened input shaft and hub, hard output shaft, our billet valve body, and our brand new dump system. This is a torque converter dump system, and it works while you're on the trans brake. And how it works is here's one of the valve bodies. This is for 48. How it works is that I channel the torque converter pressure that is being fed to the torque converter to one of the solenoids, and then take that oil and recirculate it, or what they call dump it, back in the oil pan, and that allows the torque converter to cavitate. What is cavitate? The easiest way I can explain it to you guys is, how many of you guys have been in a boat, a small fishing boat, that has a outboard motor in it, and you're out driving around like a nut, and you're doing donuts and whatnot, and then the motor sucks air, the boat quits pushing, and the RPMs of the outboard go up really high? That's the prop cavitating. That it's not so much, I guess you can say, sucking air, but it's cavitating. It's not propelling the boat. Well, the dump system, pretty much in the same way, does that same thing. It allows the torque converter to slip a little bit more than normal, than just its regular stall. So I have other videos that go in a little bit more depth on how all that all works. But I'm going to just go over what we got cooking here. The one thing that, and I'm not getting paid from these guys at all, but I tell you what, I bought these cool tools, and what they're for is putting braided line onto fittings, and it is the best, I don't know, 30 bucks I've ever spent on a tool. It really works good. You can get this at Jags or Summit or anywhere, but if you're gonna do some plumbing with some braided line, get you some cool tools, man. They work nice. Like I said, I ain't getting a dime from them. I'm just that happy with the tool. So we got a few new things here that I would like to show you, and I'm going to stand this transmission up because I'm going to drop the oil pan to show you guys and to describe how I got the system working in here. But before I do, that I got that done, a few new things here. Let me see, where are we at. This here, we've been selling so many dump systems that what I would do is I would take our billet valve body, half which you see here that I designed, and I'd take it over to my seam machine, and then I'd put in the passages and the tap holes that I need here, and here, to do it on a transmission that had a dump system. We're doing so many of them now that I'm just machining them with them already there. So if the customer doesn't want a dump system, I'm just going to put a plug in here, a pipe plug, and then it won't have it. So this is our 55X1 OD. That means the 55X is our valve body. It launches in first gear only, and the OD means it's overdrive. So this will fit in the 48, 47, 46, 44, and 42 RE or RH transmissions, reverse manual trans brake. But I just wanted to show you that this is how they're coming now. Like I said, we sold so many of the dump systems that we're just incorporating it into the valve body. This is our trans brake solenoid. These are our lockup solenoids. So I wanted to show you guys that. Another piece that we just got done off the machine is this is a plate that I designed that's going to go on top of the lower half of the valve body. The valve body cores are getting so hard to find. What we're doing now, and I've done this a couple times, I'm taking 518 and 618 valve bodies and converting them over to 727. And with this plate, it allows me to do that because there's, I don't have one here to show you, but there's a lot of passages that are open, and this plate covers all those. So when I bolt this on there, it allows me to take a 518 valve body and make it work in a 727 or a 904. And that valve body is 22X. So I just something I thought I want to show you on that. And I showed you that. So here, back to this trans. Let's take a look inside, and I'll show you the valve body. And I'll explain to you how this system works. And I get a lot of questions on, well, what is it? How does it work? So I thought I would, if I can find the right wrench, just go over that to show you guys. I don't know why I tighten that. So basically, before I undo these, with the valve body modifications, and this can only be done with my valve body because I'm the only one in the Chrysler world that's doing this. In the General Motors world and Turbo 350, well, not 350s, but like Turbo 400s and Power Glides, the dump system is quite popular. And there, unfortunately, is a lot more GM guys than there are Mopar guys, but I was the first one to bring it to the Mopar world. So how it works is through the modifications that we have to do, heavy modifications to the valve body, we're basically taking the torque converter oil feed, the oil that would normally go to the torque converter, and getting it all the way to this passage right here, which in the stock form is the accumulator. So when you start up this transmission, this has torque converter oil in this line right here, okay? And then when you activate the solenoid, this solenoid will open, then the oil will come and then go back right down into the oil pan through here. So that is the torque converter feed. The torque converter exhaust comes through the front cooling line and exits and go to the transmission cooler. And usually there's a little restriction going all from this, going all the way to the front, to the cooler, looping back and coming back. So what we do is we put a T in this one, and that torque converter exhaust oil will go down to the second stage, which is this one right here, okay? And anytime the car is running, this is energized, or it's got pressure in it. Then when you activate the trans brake, you're also going to turn on both the first stage and the second stage of the dump, and then that oil will come through the line and then back here and then back into the oil pan. So let's take off the oil pan so I can show you guys. Sorry about my camera work. I'm low budget. I don't have a studio. I don't even have anyone here to hold the phone for me, so I'm doing it by myself. I got one more over here. Let's take the oil pan off.